We've got a what's new page, and it's on every nachi.org page. If you go to any nachi.org, and then you go to more and news, here you'll find like what's new in the industry according to InterNACHI, what we're doing, what's going on. Will announce events, chapter events, national events. We'll have illustrations. And for example, like we'll show what we do at the InterNACHI marketing team. They designed this for one of our members. So it's a three-fold brochure and a business card, and the logo was designed, and all of this design work was done by the InterNACHI marketing team, and all of it was free. Joel didn't pay the InterNACHI marketing team for any of their work. He just paid for the printing. So if you're thinking about becoming a home inspector and getting trained and certified at the House of Horrors, and becoming a CPI, also, you're going to have to think about marketing and being a business owner. And one of the best things I ever learned was to delegate stuff down to others. And so we have a whole team on the marketing team that does just that. So the InterNACHI marketing team, I would start thinking about your marketing right now. Think about your business logo, your business name, your website, business cards, flyers, brochures. And it's pretty easy to delegate down to the InterNACHI marketing team because there's 7 highly trained, skilled business consultants, marketing consultants, designers, and illustrators, and they'll work with you and getting all of your marketing, that print marketing and logos designed for you. So here's like an example of all their logos that they do. So I know you're getting trained, and some of you may be kind of new to the business, but start thinking about your marketing and your brand. Like here's Fields Home Inspections. Like Fields, the F and the Fields and the logo and that yellow and that blue, or Black Bear Inspections. That's a really good, these are very different, unique kind of brands. So when you're starting off in business, what you need to concentrate on is getting trained and certified for sure, and getting experience. And we can help you with that. But also start working on the answer to the question, why should I hire you instead of anybody else? Because we all basically do the same thing. We perform a home inspection according to the same standards of practice, same code of ethics. We all use software. We use our flashlights and our inspection tools, GFCI tester. We inspect the same stuff, and we maybe even charge around the same amount, a few $100s. And we do the ancillary inspections. But to be successful, you're going to have to figure out what makes you different from all the rest. And the marketing team kind of sets you off in a really good direction, starts to have you think about what makes you different from all the rest. And as you can see, all of these logos are very different from each other. I like Be Sure. Like if I was an inspector in Be Sure Home Inspection Services, I would wear black and gold, and I'd buzz around. Making yourself different from all the rest has an influence will have an influence on your success. I ran a home inspection company for a dozen years in Pennsylvania, and it was called Peach Inspections. We didn't inspect fruit. We inspected homes, but we thought that peach inspections would stand out from the crowd. And when you say peach inspections, the next morning, that person will remember that name. It was very branded in that way. In the summertime, I would drive around and deliver fresh peaches to all of the real estate agencies and companies. For example, we gave out peach candy Marketing. I know you're here at the House of Horrors to get trained, but man, start thinking about marketing. And that's at nachi.org/marketing. So we're on the What's New page. Go to the What's New page every once in a while and check things out. See what's up, or stay subscribed in the InterNACHI newsletter.com and get the latest news there. So if you go to the newsletter, this is the latest 2 weeks of news. So there's a big subscribe button. And, you can just scroll through. You don't have to read everything. You don't have to click on everything. But this is a really good way to keep in contact with what is going on in the industry. Like, if you wanted to add dryer safety information to your inspection reports, we've got a really great dryer vent safety inspection article, right? Okay, so those are the couple things I wanted to get across. What I want to share with you is something I like. Oh, let's see if I can get there from the nachi.org page. So go to anynachi.org page and you go to Get Started and you scroll down to 15 steps to become successful. So let's just go through those 15 steps to be successful. And we can open this up, open the discussion to anything else you want to talk about. But what I'd like to talk about are these first 5 steps in being successful as a home inspector. There are many other steps, but after the first 5 right there, at that point, you can start making money. So the first step is to join InterNACHI. And I hope you're all InterNACHI members. And the reason is what I just went over, a resource that you can leverage to be successful. So you want to leverage research. You don't want to do everything on your own. So when you become a member of InterNACHI, we provide you with a ton of benefits, member resources, tools, teams, staff. Like there's 30 people on the InterNACHI staff who all work for you. So when you join InterNACHI as a member, you have this whole world of opportunity and resources available to you. And you need to figure out what you need to leverage and take it full advantage of as a member in order to be successful, so you don't have to do everything on your own. Because when you're thinking about starting a business on your own as a home inspector, man, in the beginning, you have to do a lot on your own. But the key is to delegate. Like I showed you about even delegating. Don't design your own logo. Don't download it from the internet. Don't ask your cousin because they got a degree in design or something like that. You want to leverage InterNACHI's marketing team. You can only do that if you're a member of InterNACHI. So join InterNACHI. Step 2 is you want to get trained, certified, licensed, and experienced. We'll go over that. Step 3 is you want to get some basic tools and software. Step 4 is you got to learn how to calculate a profitable inspection fee, because if you don't know what to charge, you're not going to be in business very long. And then step 5 is my fun part, getting a domain. It's a little bit about the basics of marketing yourself, especially online. And at this point, if you get all that done, you can put yourself out there and start making money. So join InterNACHI. We have a home inspector certificate program. This is a college program. We have a college within the organization of InterNACHI. It's accredited college, accredited by a national accrediting agency of the U.S. Department of Education. It's the only home inspector college that exists. And so any course that you take, you're essentially enrolling in a college course. And the home inspector certificate program is a certificate program, a college certificate program. It's like the one step below associate. So it's certificate program, associate's degree, bachelor's degree, master's, doctorate. And we're working on associate's degree next. So if you complete the certificate program, that's a really good idea, especially if you're brand new. And that's because, man, when you're new, the one thing you lack is credibility. and experience, and no one trusts you. So when you become trained and certified by the world's largest organization, and you put that logo prominently on your business card or your flyer, like I showed you earlier from the marketing team, or on your website, or on your shirt, right? Where is it? This one? Can I get, oh, that's the flag there. There's my CPI. That instantly gives you, you're borrowing trust. See, InterNACHI trusts you. We train and certify you. We think you're competent in performing a home inspection. And so you're showing that this world's largest organization trusts me. So you should trust me then, right? So you earn credibility by becoming trained and certified by InterNACHI. So you join InterNACHI, you can get trained and certified. And then there's all these other amazing benefits. And this is just a short list, but you can go through them. One of them is the online inspector exam. Let me do this fancy button here. So this online inspector exam, if you haven't taken it yet, you've got to take it before the end of the week in order to get certified. So take it. And at the end of the exam, it's all confidential. You can fail it as many times as you want. And it's free online. And it tests your knowledge about home inspections. And at the end of the exam, it'll tell you where you're weak. And that's good because you want to strengthen your weaknesses. In fact, when you're get your business running, you want feedback from your clients, your new clients, your first year clients need to give you feedback because you want to know where you messed up so you can fix those corrections so you're a better inspector. Now, I wasn't a very good inspector for I would say the first 3 years, right? You want that feedback in order to shorten that time so you can get really good, not just competent, but really good at providing the service that you want to provide your clients in the unique way, in that way that makes you different from all the rest. For me at Peach, man, we were home builders. So we told everybody we built homes. Not only can we inspect them, we can build them and repair them. We carried tall ladders, so we got on the roofs because we installed roofs. We were trained on, walking roofs. Now you can fly drones. That would be the way to compete with somebody who walks on roofs, fly a drone. We did infrared on every inspection. We handed out a home maintenance book at the end of the inspection. We provided videos of every system that we inspected. All these different things was like icing on the cake and made us special and different from all the rest and memorable. So when you thought, wonder what home inspection company want to recommend, Peach Inspection, my company name came out in people's minds. Well, anyways, that's the two-prong approach to being successful. You have to get trained and certified and experienced. You also have to start working on your marketing and your business operations. And InterNACHI has those things for you. Step 2, get trained, certified, licensed, and experienced. So not all of you are coming from Colorado. Some of you from out of state. Some you may be in a regulated state. We have resources for you to help you with getting your license or your state certification. And you just click that button there for resources to help you get your inspector license or certification in your area. And then you want to become a certified home inspector and attain the CPI credential. It's a federal certification mark. No one else on the planet can say I'm a CPI, I'm a certified professional inspector, unless you actually are through InterNACHI. So it's very special and unique. And for new inspectors, it's a really good way to leapfrog over a lot of doubt because people don't trust you, right? Quite yet. You need something to give yourself some credibility. And for veteran inspectors, it's really good because we ask you to do continuing education, take the exam, and always be on top of everything. So always holding a credential. I have many credentials. It's difficult, but I get to show that I'm knowledgeable in performing an inspection. And if you wanted to know a little bit about the general way of performing an inspection, we have a course about performing a home inspection. It's called the Introduction to Home Inspections course. And then the other thing that you're doing right now at the House of Horrors is you're getting hands-on experience, because you can get all the online training that you want, but it doesn't mean anything until you actually perform an inspection and get actual experience. And so after the 5-day class at the House of Horrors, or during the class and after, start inspecting something. Inspect anything. Inspect your apartment, your condominium, your friend's house, your house. If you're staying at a hotel right now, inspect the bathroom of the hotel room. See how fast you can inspect the bathroom. I'm not saying during an inspection you're going to blow through the bathroom really fast, but when you set a pace, that means you have a process in mind. And every system that you inspect requires you to have a process. First, it starts with the standards of practice. The standards of practice will tell you what to inspect and what you don't have to inspect. But then you have to incorporate that into some kind of inspection process, and that's on you. I mean, we have a lot of training for you, but you've got to actually apply that knowledge, those checklists. We have all kinds of checklists. We even have a software where you can perform a home inspection with our software for free, just as practice. And it's part of the CPI process, one of the few steps that you got to do to become a CPI. You can use that software to practice. And if you wanted to click that link and get more details about what we recommend, that's a really good idea. Because the point is that you may feel like you're alone. You're in a classroom of 9 other folks, friendly competitors, and CPI instructors and CMI instructors, but you're not alone. And that's the first thing you need to understand in this business, that it may feel like you got to do everything on your own and for yourself and by yourself, but actually not. You have all these resources that InterNACHI provides you. And one of them is you can find other inspectors in your area, like find a local chapter. I run a chapter in our area in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we have about 68 people in the chapter. We meet every once in a while. We're going to meet for coffee tomorrow. We're going to have a Christmas party coming up. We've got a convention coming up. It's a really great way to keep in contact with other people who are like-minded and in the same business as you. Even if they're experienced or brand new, you can learn something from each other. You can have a mentor. We have a mentoring program. So if you need just somebody to talk to, these are certified master inspectors and certified professional inspectors who agree to volunteer their time to help others be successful. And you can find certified master inspectors, and you can find in the online community that we have, the online forum. But one of the best things is to follow a master inspector performing an inspection step by step, system by system, according to the standards of practice. You follow that person, and then you apply the knowledge that you have gained by following that person in your own experience, in your own inspection process. So right here, we have Jim Crum, certified master inspector. He's on many videos of ours. He's a trainer, and he's showing you how to perform a roof inspection and the exterior inspection and the foundation and the heating, system by system. This is the cheap way, free way to follow a certified master inspector around a house and have that master inspector teach you how to do your job. And when they teach you how to do your job, then you hit the pause button and you go out and actually inspect your home 10 times. So watch and learn from a master inspector, then do an inspection and an inspection, and then repeat. That's the 3-step process. And this one is Lon. Lon's doing an inspection. So that's a really good way to gain experience. That's one thing that's difficult to do online only. You have to step away from the computer. You have to, after the House of Horrors is over, you have to go out on your own and inspect. Step 3 is buy some inspection tools. You can make a lot of cash with a flashlight and a GFCI tester and a voltage tester, a little beeper that tells you that the live wire is hot. Don't touch it. Those 3 tools. Later, after you start making a ton of cash, then you can purchase all kinds of things. from drones and infrared cameras and moisture meters and sewer scopes and all kinds of stuff, right? You don't even need to buy a ladder, right? You can perform a home inspection according to a standards of practice without getting up on the roof, unless you're in an area that requires that. So I recommend checking out InterNACHI's store partner because inspectoroutlet.com, because they provide discounts to InterNACHI members. So that's another reason to be a member of InterNACHI. There's that home maintenance book that I like. We have a free home inspection checklist. You can use it at the House of Horrors. It's a checklist. Oh, let's see if I can sign in here. I wanted to show it to you. So here's my mock inspections. This is just for practice, mock pretend practice inspections. And let's say I'm at this house, and let's go to the exterior. It works really well on a laptop. It's a little clunky on a mobile device. It's really just for practice. So we didn't put a whole lot of, it's not for clients. And, it goes through the standards of practice. So according to the standards of practice, these following items must be inspected. So it forces you to inspect them. You either inspected them or you didn't inspect them. And if you did inspect them, you could write whatever you want, and you can upload a file, a digital picture if you wanted to, right? And so, you can click no defects observed at the windows. Oh, I got a material defect, describe it, and then upload a picture. And then at the end, it automatically saves all of your work. And at the end, it produces a PDF for you. And this is an easy way to practice performing inspections without spending any money on a fancy software. Eventually, you're going to have to get a software, and it's going to be expensive, but it's going to make your life so much better, because you can't just use paper and pencil checklists or mock inspection report checklists. Okay. We have a fetch report system right here. And this allows your clients to fetch their reports, download them from the cloud easily by just entering their email. So after you perform an inspection, you produce a PDF. It's usually a PDF. Sometimes there's a cloud-based kind of report like Spectora. But if even they have a PDF, you can upload that to the cloud and just send them an email, and they can easily access their reports. So Fetch Report by InterNACHI is a membership benefit. It's very easy to use. Instead of using, because most, I would say nowadays, most reports in a PDF format can't be emailed easily. So you want to upload it to the cloud. And we have report writing software. On Inspector Outlet, all these softwares provide a discount to InterNACHI members. I've used many of them. I have Spectora on my phone right now. And we have home inspection checklists. So we have a ton of checklists. Like, here's the basic home inspection checklist. You can download it on your phone. You can print it out. We have a gas furnace inspection checklist. We have a home energy inspection check. We have a mold inspection. We have a pool and spa radon mitigation system. So if you're doing a home inspection and you bump into a system that mitigates or corrects a radon gas problem in the house, you can turn to your client and say, while I'm here, would you like me to inspect the radon mitigation system? The best way to I can inspect the system components, but the best way is to also do a radon test while I'm here. Those 3 words make you a lot of money while I'm here, because they may hire you to do a home inspection, but really what you want to do is make a lot more money, increase gross revenue per client. And ancillary inspections or additional inspections on top of your core service is one great way to increase revenue. So you increase revenue by, there's 9 ways you can make more money. One of them is per client, having more revenue per client. Well, anyways, we have a lot of checklists. So there's, again, the standards of practice that'll tell you where or what to inspect and what not to inspect. And then you make a process, an inspection process on top of that standards of practice. Like if the standards of practice requires you to inspect these things on the roof, your inspection process should be something like, or your inspection checklist, right? And you incorporate that into your software, which is on a mobile device, so that this reduces making mistakes. You know what to do while you're on the roof, what to inspect, because it's in your checklist, in your software, and it's based upon the standards of practice. So it makes you look really smart because you don't forget it, what to inspect, and it reduces making mistakes. So we have those resources. We got the standards. You're going to follow master inspectors to formulate your process. And we have inspection checklists, and we have software. Number 4 is inspection fees. How much money do you want to make? And it has nothing to do with the 9 other people in your classroom or what they're thinking about charging. It has nothing to do with how much the most successful inspector in your neighborhood charges. It has to do with math. A little bit about the market and demand for the kind of services that you're going to provide. So if you are doing pool inspections in Alaska, you're probably not going to be in great demand, right? So it doesn't matter what you charge because no one's going to hire you. But if you take in consideration your market, your services, your fees are based upon not your emotions, not your thoughts, not your opinions, not what anybody in your chapter says. It's about math. And we have it all calculated in the home inspection business and marketing course. And this home inspection business and marketing course, it's a college course. I don't know, I've never taken a home inspection business course or a marketing course for home inspections. So we wrote one for everyone, right? It would have been so great to have this resource back then. But now what we did was we asked a ton of inspectors to give us their best marketing tips and business tips, and we incorporated it into this course. It's a free online course. It has everything. It has everything you want to know about business and marketing, has everything about training and software and tools. It gives you resources to mentoring, talks to you about websites and the legal resources. And if you go into it, one of the best parts of the course is chapter 11. No, chapter 14. There it is. Is it chapter 14? No, there it is. Chapter 11. And let's see, it is in here where we meet Inspector John and Inspector Mary. And they're both trying to figure out what to charge. And we go through everything that John and Mary needs in order to have a successful business and a great life. And it's all about math. So I would just jump into, this is the great, cool thing about InterNACHI courses, where you can just go in, you don't have to take the whole course. You can just go in and find whatever you're interested in. And so you look on the left-hand side menu and there's calculate profitable inspection fees. And so you go through the whole step-by-step process of figuring out how they did it. And then you figure out what you need to do, what you need to charge. And it's all about math. So that when your online scheduler says, hey, you got a job today, you know for sure that it is profitable. It's going to make you money. When someone calls you up and wants a schedule, you know that that price that they have in their head, you don't have to be a salesperson. You know that that price that's on your website and on your flyers and everyone's asking you about it, that's a profitable inspection fee. There's a couple of tools that we have to help you calculate that fee. There's the home inspection fee calculator. And once you get a client, you need to sign an agreement. And then there's this guy, he's always talking about things. And oh, it's a video about 9 ways to make more money. Those are the 9 ways. Step 5. This is the fun stuff for me. You have to get a domain. And a domain is basically yourcompany.com, www.yourcompany.com. And maybe you haven't thought about it yet. Mine was Peach Inspections. I think Dan still has that domain. You can go there. But my fun company my fun website, my fun domain, I'm not a home inspector anymore, although I perform inspections almost every week with an inspector. I'm always doing inspections, but I don't have any clients. You can go to my company website. It's bigbeninspections.com, bigbeninspections.com. And that's a domain. And if you go there, you'll see a website that's designed by InterNACHI's official vendor for website designs. So you need a domain, you need a website, and then you go and get a logo. Remember that marketing team that designs logos? You get a logo, and then you put that logo on your website. You can also put it anywhere else you want. You put it on your business card and flyers and on your shirt. Oh, that one. And if you don't have a website, go to nachi.org/website, and they can add your logo. They can build a website for you, add a logo, and connect your domain for you. And then you update your InterNACHI business profile. And you click the profile, and you update your profile, and you come down here, and it says website, and you enter your website there. And you do that so that you get free inspection job leads. InterNACHI is this huge company online. And we have these searchers. And it's like a big web out there. And we're looking for people who are looking for you. So there are people online, maybe real estate agents that are typing in your domain. Maybe they know it. blackbearhomeinspections.com, right? busybhomeInspections.com, bigbeninspections.com. Or they're searching good home inspector, affordable home inspector in Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, that person is searching for someone. They'll land on a nachi.org page, and we'll direct them to your website if they're searching for it, right? So some people search like inspectorseek.com. Some people will find this search engine that we have. So many people get jobs through the search engine. So if you type in a zip code 27607, that's Raleigh, North Carolina, and people search for home inspectors in Raleigh, I come up. Big Ben Inspections, right? Jonathan Strout comes up too. So this is kind of randomized. So let's go to Jonathan's page. This is a nachi.org page. So we have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of pages like this of a home inspector. We want online presence of InterNACHI inspectors. And how do you get a job? Well, they'll scroll down and they can call you or contact you with a form or visit your website right here. So Jonathan has a website in his profile, and it appears right here when someone's searching. And there he is. So that's an InterNACHI home inspector getting a free job lead. I'm essentially someone who's visiting their website trying to schedule an inspection with them. And InterNACHI provides those leads to all members for free. All you have to do is update your company profile with your website. So it's a lot to do. I mean, this is the first hour of a 5-day class at the InterNACHI House of Horrors. You're thinking about, getting your hands on a furnace or something like that. That's going to be great. We're going to turn on a furnace for you and go through the cycle. That's one of the things that we do at the House of Horrors. You get to see how things work. I mean, there's a toilet in the House of Horrors. I don't know if you know it yet, that leaks. So you have to time it just right. You get your friend, below in the crawl space, and you just time that flush just right. And there's a bucket that you're going to get hands-on training, but then you have to really get much more training than that on your own, or with a mentor, or with a CPI buddy, or with a chapter member, or with a CMI that you found, right? And so you get more experience. And then you're working on your marketing as well. Your marketing team is working with you, consulting with you, building a logo, building a flyer, a business card, getting things ready for you. And you're also working with InterNACHI's website design, and you're getting your website designed, right? And then you get that domain and connect it and put it in your profile. And then when you become a CPI, you can turn yourself on publicly. You can click a little button and we generate leads for you as best we can. Let's see if I can show you where that's managed. Yeah, if I scroll down no, it's not there. I'm a staff member. That's why. Well, in your dashboard, I believe. Yeah, it must be the other dashboard. So sorry, I'm a staff member. But anyways, you can see the leads coming in. And if you have a website design company that gives you analytics, you can really see the numbers coming in. So that's on nachi.org/website. Get a website and put it in your profile so we can give you leads. Oh, you have to put also 10 service areas, zip codes or postal codes if you're in Canada. And so you just update with all those, because most people are searching by zip code or by an area, like a town. You're doing a search for a home inspector in a certain zip code or a certain township. And so we want you to have those like key words to connect you with the search. And then you need a Google business profile, which is free. Everybody should have one. If you're using a Google map, you get to see businesses listed. It's a free service. It's very easy to do. We even have a how-to video on how to do that. And then Google reviews. You need to get Google reviews. InterNACHI's CPI logo can help you gain trust with total strangers, but there's nothing more powerful than the opinion of a total stranger. It's crazy how powerful Google reviews are, especially for searches. If potential client is using Google, they're probably going to be, the home inspection businesses that have a ton of Google reviews, positive ones, get the most hits and they rank high. That's one way to rank really high. And it's one way to show that you are someone credible and should be hired to do the services that they want. You get your clients. Now, where do you find clients if you haven't done any inspections? Well, there's a trick. Remember all those inspections you're supposed to be doing to practice? Those 10 inspections you're going to do on your friend's home, neighbor's home? Well, spread out the love. Have a bunch of different people do an inspection, allow them, have them allow you to do an inspection on their home. And at the end of the inspection, it's an inspection, get a Google review. That way you can get Google reviews without having any risk. Like a client, having your first client, have your first 10 clients, taking their money and providing a service. That's what you want to get to, but it's a little risky, right? If you don't have enough experience, you want to have that confidence by getting experience doing inspections according to a standards of practice using software that's incorporated with checklists that work for your services. And then have your friends, family, real estate agents, neighbors do Google reviews for you. And here's a little video on how to do that. Okay, those are the first 5 steps. We did them real fast. But at this point, you can start making money. If you do those first 5 steps, you're ready to roll. You can make $400 on a Saturday morning. And that's what I wanted to show you. The 15 steps to become successful are at anynachi.org page. And you go to get started and you scroll down to become a home inspector. The other thing I wanted to share with you was we've got conventions coming up. We have one, it's in Orlando. If you can make it, that'd be fantastic. But we also have chapters. I'm just going to go directly to the URL, nachi.org/chapters. We have chapters all over the world. United States, Canada, Indonesia, Singapore, South Africa, South Korea. We have young professional inspectors chapter. We have a women's chapter. So scroll down. These chapters are run by members. Some of the chapters are not very strong. Some of them are very strong. I run the North Carolina Raleigh chapter. It's a strong chapter. We have a lot of fun. So if you wanted to start a chapter, that's available to you. If you wanted to start your own chapter, just click that link and find out how to start your own chapter. Or if you wanted to join a chapter, that's available to you as well. Being involved in local events or groups or online groups is a really great way. There's a Facebook page. There's a couple of Facebook pages out there. InterNACHI has a Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, online forum. Staying connected and asking questions is a key to success. We know this because the inspectors who stay the longest as members and in business and are most successful have their own network of professionals that they deal with, other inspectors that they hang out with all the time. So I wanted to emphasize those things. A great way to stay connected is to get into a chapter, or one of my favorite things, the webinars. So nachi.org/webinars. We're essentially doing a webinar right now because I can't be with you in the classroom. But the next webinar we're doing is how to perform residential electrical inspections with Andrew. And the next one after that is free InterNACHI website tools for home inspectors. So join a webinar. Sometimes we'll have hundreds of people online talking to each other about the topic. And that's a lot of fun. And they are all free and online. And if you miss it, don't worry about it. Just register and you'll get the video recording. So these are all the video recordings, right? Here's Rob from New York. He was talking about how to write an inspection report. He's a great inspector from New York. Just spent time with him. So we have all these video recordings as well to stay connected and to keep on learning. Get you back to the home page. There. And I think that's why I wanted to share. That's what I had in mind. If anybody has any questions, I'll take them. Anybody have any questions? So by the end of the week, you should be a CPI. You know, you should be getting trained and certified. You want to do that. Step 2, you want to get certified, become a certified home inspector. So there's 6 steps to becoming certified, and you should be doing that by Friday. Yeah. Anybody have any questions? Is everybody in business? Everybody have a domain? Anybody have a domain? No? Oh, good. Good. I wish I could hear you. We can go over it. But if you wanted to contact me, what I do for fun is if you have a website, I can tear it up for you, just between me and you. If it's a great website, I can. Oh, do we have a question?
I'm just unmuting for all of us.
Oh, okay, cool.
Actually, while I'm here, I have a quick question.
Yeah, hit it.
I'm Blake, by the way.
Hey, Blake.
So I live in Portland, which is a border town between Oregon and Washington.
Yeah.
So I know there's different licensing between the 2 states, but as far as marketing, you know, like Vancouver, Washington is a fairly decent sized city that is considered part of Portland metro area. So a lot of times it'll kind of overlap, like people in Vancouver would be picking up on a lot of Portland services. Do you have any advice about how to bridge that gap? Like, is it recommended that I get licensed in both states, or just market to the metro area and then they can just disperse through their network, maybe people on the Oregon side? I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, I have I was just in Portland. We had a chapter meeting there, and we met with a lot of inspectors in that area. And there we go. It's a beautiful city. So you're saying that you're in Portland, but you may want to go beyond that.
Yeah.
Well, when I was an inspector, I didn't travel more than an hour and a half away from my office, home office. And I guess that was a good idea. I don't know. But if you're in a different state that regulates home inspectors, then you're gonna, I don't know what's going on with my maps here. Sorry, I was gonna help you out. Then you're gonna have to figure out how often do you want to, I hate to travel. So how often do you have to travel? I guess it's a return on your investment. How much do you want to invest in becoming licensed and in another area where you'll have business? If it's going to be only less than 10% of your business, I wouldn't do it, right? But if it's going to be a significant part, like one of every three is going to be in an area where I don't have a license, then I have to get that license. You have to invest that time. That happens a lot with borders, like in Charlotte, North Carolina. North Carolina has a regulated state, but if you go somewhere else, like in Tennessee, they have a different kind of license, and you have to be licensed. And that happens a lot in New York. Oh, Northeast happens all the time. Jersey and New York and Pennsylvania and Massachusetts, they're all completely different. So it really all depends on if you are going to market yourself to a big area that spans over different states, then yeah, the question is pretty much answered by itself. You gotta be licensed wherever you go. But as a business owner, uh, fuel costs just are terrible, and the time spent driving for home inspectors is a factor in your business operations and scheduling. I mean, it's a large part of the day. It could be 3 or 4 hours a day driving, and that driving is not making you any money. So what you want to do is we got real niched, and I was operating a business as a home inspector with 300 other inspectors, but we didn't drive more than an hour and a half, which is really like 20 miles in Philadelphia area. It was a very small area, and we just dominated that very small area. So I think the answer is up to you, right? If you're going to go travel anywhere and it's a different regulated area, you're going to have to get licensed in those areas. But man, I'd really calculate that. I would take the business course and calculate that in every home inspection that you do. You got to calculate driving time. Is it going to be worth it to go over there
Yeah.
across the state line?
That's the tricky part, because even going to like the nearest suburb in Portland based on traffic, I can get to Vancouver in 15, 20 minutes, and it might take me 30 minutes to get to
Yeah.
the suburb. But Washington, to be licensed, is $750. And in
Yeah.
Oregon, you don't pay
Yeah.
anything. So yeah, I'll balance it out. I don't know if this applies to anyone else. So
Yeah, we have a inspection fee calculator, and it asks you how much you're going to drive, right? People forget about it. Isn't just like making $300 in 3 hours, because my home inspection is 3 hours and I charge $300. It's 5 hours at least, right? You have to think about your time in your truck going to and from work, and charge for that time. I know, and we tried to not have any kind of overhead ever. Um, and overhead is a cost of running your business, whether you have any inspection jobs or not. So you kind of reduce all that kind of stuff. Uh, Um, and you do it by math. So there's a really great chapter on, I think it's in the home inspection business course, but we teach about, return on investment. When you're a business owner, you're thinking about that all the time, right? Is this worth my time in doing this? Sometimes it's great to say no to a job. It's right over there, but maybe it's just the wrong client, wrong job, wrong time, wrong inspector, wrong price, wrong service. Something's wrong, right? And when you say no, something else opens up. Sometimes it's just, you're doing an inspection. I've been there. You're doing an inspection and you're losing money. It's the worst feeling in the world. So you really have to get your business operations down. And it's a legal pad and probably 3 hours at night trying to figure out, what are you going to do to make money? Home inspections? Great. What kind of home inspection? You're going to do ancillary services, right? Which ones? Now, how are you going to package them? People love bundles. Everything about bundling services, people love bundling. So we used to do home inspection, termite, and radon as a bundle. You get a little discount if you put all three together. Or you could, subcontract it out to someone and take a little top piece off the top. All kinds of ways to run a business. So I think the home inspection business course is a great way of doing that. You'll start thinking about how to calculate an inspection fee and what actually is, well, how much money are you actually making? Great question. Travel time. Yeah.
Hey, Ben, I'm Steve.
Hey, Steve.
I wanted to ask a question about the domain, kind of what you're talking about just a minute ago.
Yep.
I would love for you to, I use Spectora. I started up in May. They did my website, got the domain and everything, but I would love for you to get somebody else's opinion. It's only been live, 3 months or so.
Yeah.
So I'm watching traffic build up.
Yeah. What is it?
It's Canyon Side Inspections. So canyonsideinspections.com. Just to get some feedback would be great.
Yeah. Ah, that's cool.
And I've liked Spectora so far. The software is great. Their web design's been awesome. It was a lot of back and forth in the beginning, things I didn't like, and I've done a number of different revisions.
Yeah.
And I think I've got it about where I like it, but I still feel like it's a little too, I don't know, it's concise or clear, or maybe a little too busy.
Yep. Okay. Can I give you just a couple things? It's a beautiful website.
Thank you.
Beautiful website. And
they did most of the work.
And I see you got Ashy down here.
They need to take that off. I started with Ashy and then I transferred over to InterNACHI, and they still haven't changed all the logos. So if you go to like,
that's all right. Right. I was an Ashy member for a while.
And, I'd never really, not that big a fan of Ashy, honestly.
And where are you in Colorado? Where are you?
Colorado. Yeah.
Okay. So there's no licensing, right?
Yeah. So change that wording. Yeah.
Yeah. Are your competitors professional?
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't say anything that your competitors are doing, right? You have to say things that can't be said. The ideal way to market yourself when there's other competitors is to say things that they can't say.
Okay.
So everybody does this. I hate it when Spectora does this to our inspectors. This has nothing, this house drone shot has nothing to do with where construction expertise meets inspection. It's hard. I can't even say those words, but I think I understand what you mean without reading anything. You have construction background. So why don't you have any pictures of you building anything here? Like you are a builder and you're an inspector. Not only can you inspect, but you can build the things that you're inspecting. You can repair the things, although you don't make repairs. So your competitors love this website because it looks like everybody else's.
Yeah.
Right? Like what makes this different from you? Different from everybody else? Nothing. Everybody's, well, first of all, there's no licensing in Colorado. And what kind of certification is it? And everyone's being professional. And this is too hard for me to, I think I understand what you're saying. And we are rooted in construction and committed to quality. Everybody is. I'm not sure about rooted. Rooted is different from construction or canyon sign. I'd play around with the canyon side. Well, anyways, the construction expertise, I know many inspectors who can't fix a thing. They don't even own a hammer. I mean, how many students in the room have cut a piece of wood with a saw and nailed it within the last year, right? I mean, if you have construction experience, you should be using that. Where's your gloves? Some kind of, it's called a hero image. This is not a hero image. This is a mundane image that everyone else see. So you only have me for a couple seconds as a potential client. You only have me for maybe 3 seconds. And you can see that with the analytics that I hope Spectora provides you so that you can see how many people are bouncing, and you want to reduce that bounce, and you want to increase, it's inverse. You want to increase the amount of time spent on your website. My Big Ben Inspections website, I'm pushing almost 6 minutes per home inspection. I don't even know who's visiting my website, but I know I have about 450 unique people spending about 6 minutes on my website. And most of them spend all that time on my homepage for some strange reason. It's very strange, but I know exactly what's going on. I wonder what is going on here. How many seconds do most people give you? And if they don't see that you are something special, like this is my hero image, right? I kind of full round every month. I change this up. I have my designer. Let's say something different, like, or you found the best inspector in the world, or whatever like that. And, and let's, show off my guns more, get rid of this, and that's what they are hiring. They're not hiring a drone shot. They're hiring give them what they are wanting to hire. And that is you. You are different from all the rest. Remember the whole thing I was talking about branding and being different from all the rest? This makes you different from all the rest. Also, I'm a CPI, and I provide a buyback guarantee. So I wouldn't say anything that anyone else says. And no one's going to read this, by the way. So
no one's going to read any of that because they get hung up at the top.
Yeah, you go to gallery, and you go to systems, and you download this illustration.
There we go.
This is what we check. This is what people like. You're going to check all these things? Yeah.
And like I said, I love Spectora, and the website design made my life so much easier, but ever since they finished it, I know exactly what you're saying. I feel exactly what you're saying. I know, and I need to change the wording. I just haven't given it as much time because it was just so easy, and I've given them some revisions, but I need to be more, concise with what I want them to do, because they're just kind of throwing a run of the mill product at me, which is great, but so it's good to get the feedback, and I think I've got an idea of things to
sell you, Steven. Sell you, sell you. I like the design here. I forget what this is called. It matches your logo.
Yeah,
but this doesn't sell you.
Okay.
This doesn't sell you. Tell me what makes you different. It's a mental exercise in one of the chapters in the home inspection business and marketing course. We actually, it's almost worth it to go there. Why don't we just go there? Like, we force you to think business, home inspection and marketing business course. Log in, and then it's oh man, work on branding, chapter 13. Work on branding. This is let's see, what is it? Your branding. There it is. So we force you, don't skip over this following it. Do it. Get a piece of paper and pen right now and start working, right? You start to figure out what you can deliver to your clients. As soon as you figure out who you are and how you're better at that than anybody else, then all of your marketing is really clear to you. It's like, I understand now everything you say is about your brand. This is about how I do it. This is about, you don't say anything that everyone else does. I do a thorough inspection. I'm professional, right? So that would be my criticism, that it's not really like this. This is a terrible picture, by the way. Like, I don't know what that is, but services and fees. I want a picture of Steven inspecting. Show me you inspecting. That'd be awesome. You know,
what's a good strategy for getting those photos to add to the website? You know, when you're doing an inspection, I don't have a photographer taking photos of me. And should I hire a photographer to take professional photos? Like,
what's a great question.
How do you get these photos?
I wish I had. Here we go. How to take a hero picture. Business website. You want a picture of you, the inspector, not some fancy house. So you want to get a hero image and upload it to your home page of your website. What's a hero image? Well, you've got to get a friend to help you take a picture of you as the hero, the inspector, and put it on the website, right? So a hero image is something like, make sure that the phone is this way and take a picture of you, waist up, smile, look at the camera, and say cheers. And that's your hero image, like this. All right. So I have those resources for you. So if you want to email me later, Stephen, I can help you out. It's a lot of fun for me. This is all I do all day long. This is what on the contact page. How do we find contact? I know the contact page is somewhere. I'm just going to jump to it. I know the URLs faster than I know the tabs. I wanted to show you one more thing, and then we're going to say goodbye probably. Let's see. Where is, oh, here, meet the staff. So here's 30 people who work for you. Imagine trying to hire 30 people today to help you this week become a successful home inspector. All these people, especially the marketing team, that's the secret. Marketing team doesn't do any marketing for InterNACHI. We're doing just fine. The marketing team is all about helping home inspectors, right? And you can call up any one of these people and ask them the following question: what can you do for my business? Right? 30 people work for you. That's why you're an InterNACHI member. That's why you're not a NACHI member. That's why you're a member of InterNACHI, and you're taking advantage of all of the amazing benefits and resources that InterNACHI provides. And we're not going to stop until you're successful. And so you can email me at any time, and email and contact anybody on staff and ask them that question: what can InterNACHI do for me right now? No matter where you are, no matter where you are in your status, beginner, you just got your website, you're changing over from this thing and you're reaching a goal. The best way to reach a goal is to figure out where you are. So you got a goal, where are you? And then try to figure out those steps in between. And you want to leverage InterNACHI resources along those steps so you don't have to do everything yourself. That's the whole key business to not only what InterNACHI does, but what you do as a home inspector. You want to give people what they need, and they're going to leverage you. They're going to use you to get what they need. And they need valuable information to make a smart decision. And they need to know that they've hired the right person to give them that information. That's the key to business. And we're here to help you. Okay. So if you need me, I'm on the contact page, but write this down: ben@internachi.org. ben@internachi.org. And if you email me, I'm going to try to reply as fast as I can. I might be on an inspection. This week, I'm doing 2 inspections. I'm doing a roof inspection. We're actually going to do a water test on a roof, and we're going to videotape this whole thing, and we're going to put it out. And then we're going to do a whole home inspection with a sewer scope. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm having fun doing inspections. I'm building a TV show. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Inspect This House. Maybe it'll be on Netflix or something like that. But if you go to NACHI.org, inspect this house with hyphens in between. NACHI.org, inspect hyphen this hyphen house. You get to these inspections that I'm doing with other inspectors. This is Mike Cito. This is Levi Sheldall. This is Joe Rodriguez and Chris Tinsley. So we do all these inspections. So you can follow us around, and it's a lot of fun. And maybe we'll do an inspection one of these days together. So email me with any questions that you have, and then have a lot of fun at the House of Horrors, the 5-day class. Okay. All right, y'all. All right. Bye, everybody.